Welcome to the Homeschool Paradigm Podcast. I'm Angela and I am here with Sarah today. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
We're going to talk about stress and learning. So, I was thinking that, you know, how if you get in a car accident, you're afraid to drive for, some time after that, could be a few weeks or whatever.
hmm
If you got in a car accident every day, you would be afraid every day. You would definitely want to stop driving. You think you can't do it. I'm sure you would think
hmm
that it's hopeless to even try. And then when you think that stuff, what do you do? Life coach Sarah, what do you do when you're thinking that kind of stuff?
Yeah, you just try and find ways out of doing that thing because the fear feels so bad that your brain is like, we don't really want to feel this way anymore. So we're just going to avoid doing whatever it is that we believe makes us feel scared.
Yeah. So I was thinking how that can relate to homeschool. First of all, I was thinking the kids feel this way, right? They can. Like if they're fighting back, then part of it could be that they feel like they've been in a car accident. If they think they're bad at it. And I don't know which thing comes first, right? Fighting about it, thinking they're bad at it, getting problems wrong, they get frustrated with themselves. I really don't know which thing comes first, and it doesn't matter really, but they're going to want to try and get out of it. They're going to feel it like every day or every time you do it. It's going to cause them to think they can't do it. But also, the moms, like as a homeschool mom, you are going to feel those things too. That's why I see so many moms saying they feel like they're failing their kids. They don't know what to try. They don't know how to get their kids to do it. They don't know how to make sure everybody's happy. So I was looking up some in the psychiatric journal, Molecular Psychiatry on nature.com website. And it says there, basically that stress can impair the parts of the brain involved in learning. Okay, it says stressful experiences, both physical and psychological, that are overwhelming. And then it says that means like inescapable and unpredictable. If you're having a power struggle with your kids, it definitely feels inescapable and unpredictable because you really aren't sure what's going to happen this time when you get ready to, teach math or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's also inescapable because, it's school. You're doing it all the time.
hmm
Okay, so those things can measurably affect subsequent neuronal properties and cognitive functioning of the hippocampus. So it said at the cellular level, stress alters the hippocampal synaptic plasticity, which is that's important for learning. You like the plasticity, your brain changes when you learn. So that is important for learning. And then at the behavioral level, stress has been found to impair learning and memory for declarative or explicit tasks that are based on cognition, such as verbal recall memory. And I would say that schoolish, tasks fall
Yeah.
under that category.
So basically, like your brain is forming neural pathways that lead to, which are like habits that the brain forms
Mm-hmm.
that lead to like fear and discomfort instead of
Yeah.
just learning something.
Well, actually, that actually points to the next, just the last part of
Mhm.
this, that sentence. And it says, while facilitating those that are based on emotion, such as differential fear conditioning, which is like what you were saying. If you associate a thing with fear or stress or discomfort, then your brain is conditioned to feel those things when it's coming up. Like
Right.
you would feel dread that you're getting ready to have school with your
hmm
kids because you already like your brain is conditioned to feel those things. I remember Wilson saying that when he was younger, like 12, I don't know, he used to go around being afraid that I would say it's time for school.
Why was that?
Maybe it wasn't consistent enough at that time. Maybe you guys were all babies. I don't know. The rest of you might have been all babies. And he was like, maybe I won't have to do it. But I mean, but think about that. Like, moms are going around afraid that it's time for school, and kids are going around. And I don't mean fear like terror. I just mean, fear can feel like a lot of different things, right? Just
hmm
dread or whatever. And a lot of kids are going around afraid their mom's going to say it's time for school. Like they can't
I
believe it.
remember feeling like that.
You remember feeling like that?
Yeah.
That's funny. I mean, maybe it's not funny. Maybe if, I mean, I don't know. I think even if we had a pretty regular routine, Like, I'll say we didn't have a schedule where everything was timed out or anything. Like, it's always, reading at 10 o'clock or whatever. But we did have a routine. Like, you guys knew what to expect every day.
Yeah.
We were pretty regulated about just the routines that we did. So you felt like, oh, you just didn't want to do it, or what made you feel like afraid that we had to do?
Well, I think that I had a hard time. I mean, part of it was just I was a kid. Yeah, I just kind of didn't want to do it. I
Yeah.
didn't want to stop like doing what I was doing, playing or whatever to do that because like as
Right.
a kid that's kind of painful.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
stop playing and start doing school,
Kind
especially
of
like when
painful
you're
as
at
an adult
home.
too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I still feel that way
Yeah.
when I have to do something stupid I don't want to do.
Yeah, me too. Something you can't figure out why you're doing it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
calling insurance or something. That's what it is now. And that's way worse than school ever
Oh,
was, and I
oh
should have
yeah.
known.
Calling the insurance company has definitely conditioned my brain for stress.
Yeah,
And it might
so,
keep me from understanding what they tell me too when I call.
and I think that part of it, the other part of it was that I always felt like I really did have a hard time learning. So, like, I feel like if your kid is feeling like they're having a hard time learning,
Hmm.
or if there is some kind of struggle to where they're just dreading it, it's probably a clue that maybe they feel like something is too difficult for them to do
Yeah.
or to
Yeah.
learn.
Right.
And maybe just like
Do some investigating.
talk about it with
Yeah.
them, like
Yeah.
find out like you seem to be kind of dreading school lately. I feel that way too sometimes. Like why are you,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Sometimes they know and or they know, but they don't realize they know. And you really need to talk about it to find out, how they actually feel. Like sometimes it takes some time to dig down to the bottom of the reason, get to the bottom of it.
Like I think you could just be like, even if you can't do exactly what they like just want to do, just ask them like what do they want to do? Is there something that you could get rid of or get rid of it in the way that you're doing it now that like they just really hate? Because like there's not a reason for you to just make them do it just because they hate it. And it's not like
Yeah.
people are doing things just because their kids hate it.
No,
But
I
I think
know.
there are so many different ways to do things that it doesn't actually have to. I think they're believing that there's one way to do school, and if their kid hates it, then that's just the way it is and the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
But I think that when you like open your mind up a little bit to like, oh, this is really boring. They
Right.
hate this, right? So
Yeah.
like I feel like I'm not saying like catering to like your kid that's whining about every single thing, but just maybe talking to them about it and being
Yeah.
open instead of being like, oh my gosh, how can I force them to do this without even consulting them about it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. I just thought of an example. Like
Mhm.
sometimes when I am having a disagreement or like even an argument with my husband,
Mhm.
where I feel like usually that stems from one of us feeling like we're not being heard or understood. And then what happens is usually like I'll feel upset or hurt, and then if he just comes to me and he's like, "Hey, I want to listen to you again." I feel immediately like more open to doing whatever we were doing that
Oh
was
yeah.
making me feel upset.
Yeah.
I think doing the same thing, coming to your child and just being like, oh, you seem upset, even just saying that is completely changing how they see you and homeschool.
Yeah. Well, and even, as you were saying that, even just for example, on this podcast, if anybody is listening to this podcast, I would think it's because they feel seen and understood. So, like, we know how it feels to be understood or to have someone want to understand us and try and help.
At the super basic level that you can do in the middle of a school day is just being like, okay, today is probably going to feel frustrating. Like, I'm not
Mhm.
expecting it to just magically be gone because these are the habits that we formed and these are the
Mhm.
habits that our brains have all formed. And me and my kids are, it's
Yeah.
just what we've been doing.
And it's how
So
your
it is
brain works. It's not
probably
like,
going to happen today.
yeah. Yeah.
And I was actually coaching somebody several weeks ago, and they were saying that like, oh, I just tell myself the most horrible things about myself. And obviously, I don't want my clients to do that anymore. Like I don't want
Yeah.
them to tell themselves that they're trash. But I also think that, at the end of the day, if we're going to be saying those things to ourselves, which we're all human, so we probably are going to be saying those things, I just would say it's how you respond to that.
Hmm.
So, like, if you're feeling like oh, this just never works out. Maybe they feel like they're just bad at homeschooling because their kid just hates it right
Yeah.
now. I would say that, that's a pretty frustrating thought. You've decided to do this and now you feel like it's just a mess. And you feel like you're a mess and everything is all over the place and it's never going to work out. Maybe you have like some of those thoughts. I would just respond to them. Like I would just start saying, "Is that really true?" That like let's say one of the thoughts is that I'm just bad at homeschooling. Or maybe even like when it comes down to it, I'm a bad mom because
Oh,
I'm
a lot.
getting frustrated
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
You might say that to yourself. You might say that before you catch yourself. And when
Hmm.
you do, are you going to choose to believe it or to maybe question it a little bit and be like, oh no, this is just the thing in our homeschooling that feels really frustrating right now. It'll be over, and at the end of the day, we'll be happy with each other again. So I think that just recognizing that during the homeschool day, sometimes it feels really hard.
Yeah. I like that. Because I mean, we do that. I mean, I think we can do that for ourselves in other areas. I think it's really hard to do that with parenting because
Mhm.
we want to do the very best thing. We want to be perfect and we want to be
And it
right.
ends up feeling like an emergency.
Yeah, and it feels like an emergency because it's your kids.
It might be a little painful to think this at first too because we form those habits, but realizing like, oh, maybe this is just how it is going to be for a while. Like,
Hmm.
I think that rushing to fix a problem like that is really kind of making you miss, like, I don't know, important parts of what your kids need and what you
Hmm.
need yourself. And I think that taking it slower sometimes and just being like, okay, this feels hard right now. What can I do at the end of the day to show my kids that I love them because I am a good mom?
Yeah,
And this isn't related to anyone being stupid or necessarily bad at,
right.
at what we're doing. It's just how things go.
Or failing. Yeah. It's sad to me when moms say they feel like they're failing their kid. What does that even mean? I mean, failing, who's grading you to say that you're failing if you're trying and beating yourself up won't help you make the improvements or whatever that you want to make,
Mhm.
changes that you want to make. Like every mom needs to make changes, sure. Every human needs to make changes they decide to make so that they can feel better or
Yeah, and I think it's just like just asking a question like, can I just let myself and my kids just be imperfect for a while? Can I just let them do that and still be like, okay, I did good enough at the end of the day.
yeah.
Made it through.
Yeah, exactly. And we have a lot of small steps or whatever that can help. Like you were saying, take it slow. We'll be teaching a lot of just small things that can help take it slow, but
Mhm.
also make big changes in the way you feel. But just small steps, one at a time. It does take
Yeah,
time.
because I mean that's what makes the change last too is just not rushing from
Hmm.
seeing a problem and then rushing to fix it because we feel so bad.
Coaches are always saying too that you'll never hate yourself into feeling better, right?
Yeah.
You got to accept you're
Oh,
human
never.
and yeah. All right. Thank you, Sarah.
Thanks.
Thanks for listening.